Imagine a world where steam powers not just trains but entire cities. A place where towering brass towers hum with the energy of intricate gears, and the sky is filled with enormous airships, their propellers cutting through the clouds like majestic iron birds. This is the battleground of the future that never was. A world where wars are fought not with missiles, but with roaring mechanical beasts and armored leviathans of steel and copper. But what if I told you that the tactics of these battles are more complex than you might think? Stay with me, and by the end of this video, you'll uncover the secrets of airship warfare and mechanical tank strategies that could change the course of any battle. The world of steampunk warfare is built on innovation, creativity, and raw mechanical power. In a society where steam is king, armies rely on colossal war machines powered by pressure and gears. The battlefield is dominated by two main forces, the mighty airships that rule the skies and the unstoppable mechanical tanks that roll across the land, crushing anything in their path. But which of these titans truly holds the upper hand? Let's start with the most iconic weapon of steampunk warfare, the airship. These floating fortresses are massive, reinforced with riveted iron plates, armed with cannons, and propelled by enormous steam engines. They hover over cities, raining fire upon enemies below and engaging in high-altitude duels against rival fleets. Airships allow commanders to see the entire battlefield, giving them a tactical advantage. But they are also vulnerable. A single well-placed explosion near the gas chambers, and the mighty vessel becomes nothing more than a burning husk, falling from the sky like a dying phoenix. To counter the airship's dominance, engineers developed the mechanical tank, a land-based war beast that moves like a clockwork nightmare. Unlike traditional tanks, these juggernauts don't rely on oil-based engines. Instead, they operate on steam pistons and hydraulic mechanisms. Their thick armor is nearly impenetrable, and their massive wheels or mechanical legs allow them to traverse even the roughest terrain. Equipped with rotating turrets, flamethrowers, and even massive drills, these machines are the ultimate force of destruction on land. But no weapon is perfect. Mechanical tanks, while powerful, suffer from their own weaknesses. Their movement is slower compared to airships, and they require enormous amounts of coal and water to keep their engines running. A smart enemy can use airships to strike from above, avoiding direct confrontation. This is where battlefield tactics come into play. Warfare in a steampunk universe isn't just about who has the biggest machines. It's about strategy, positioning, and making the most of your technological advantages. One of the most important tactics in airship battles is altitude control. Commanders must constantly adjust their altitude to avoid enemy fire while maximizing their own attack potential. In some cases, airships use cloud cover as camouflage, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Others rely on maneuverability, engaging in dogfights where pilots steer their vessels like enormous skyborne sharks, circling their prey before delivering the killing blow. Meanwhile, on the ground, mechanical tanks engage in their own brutal combat. Some commanders prefer brute force, marching their armored legions straight into enemy lines, overwhelming foes with sheer power. Others take a more strategic approach, using tunnels and underground networks to launch surprise attacks. There are even experimental designs that allow steam-powered mechs to temporarily rise into the air, turning them into short-range flying death machines. However, the real game changer is hybrid warfare. The most powerful armies don't rely solely on airships or tanks. They combine them into devastating war strategies. Imagine a squadron of airships bombarding enemy forces from above, while mechanical tanks break through enemy defenses on the ground. This combination creates a two-front assault that is nearly impossible to counter. But even the most advanced technology isn't enough without brilliant minds behind it. In the world of steampunk, war strategists play a role just as crucial as the machines themselves. Some commanders specialize in deception, using decoy airships to lure enemies into traps, while others exploit weather conditions, using strong winds to push their fleets into the perfect attack position. One of the most famous tactics in airship battles is the Skynet maneuver. This involves multiple airships forming a massive net-like formation in the sky, surrounding enemy vessels from all sides. Once trapped, enemy ships are bombarded from every direction, leaving them with no escape. On the ground, a similar strategy exists, known as the Iron Wall. Here, mechanical tanks form an impenetrable defensive line, preventing enemy forces from advancing. These tanks, armed with long-range cannons and flamethrowers, create a literal wall of destruction. But the ultimate battle is when these two titanic forces collide. Picture this: a war-torn city, its streets filled with steam and smoke. Above, airships battle for dominance, firing cannons and releasing mechanical boarding parties. Below, mechanical tanks crush through buildings, engaging in brutal close-quarters combat. The city itself becomes the battlefield, with skyscrapers acting as shields and alleyways turning into deadly choke points. In such chaotic battles, survival depends on adaptability. Some airship crews abandon their damaged vessels, using personal steam-powered gliders to escape. Meanwhile, tank crews modify their machines on the fly, welding armor plates and creating makeshift weapons from whatever they can salvage. As technology evolves, so do the tactics of war. Engineers constantly develop new innovations, from self-repairing hulls to energy-based weapons powered by steam and electricity. Some rumors even speak of artificial intelligence, mechanical minds capable of outthinking even the greatest human strategists. Could this be the future of steampunk warfare? In the midst of battle, engineers play a crucial role in determining victory. While soldiers and pilots fight, the minds behind the machines work tirelessly to keep the war engines running. Imagine a team of grease-covered mechanics inside a massive airship, racing against time to fix a damaged propeller while enemy fire tears through the hull. On the ground, tank engineers replace broken pistons and reinforce armor plating mid-battle, knowing that even a minor malfunction could mean certain defeat. One of the most devastating weapons in airship combat is the steam-powered Tesla cannon, a device capable of unleashing arcs of controlled lightning across enemy vessels. When activated, it sends out a blinding bolt of energy, overloading electrical circuits and causing massive explosions within the enemy fleet. But these weapons require a steady energy source, and one mistake can cause them to backfire, turning the ship carrying them into a floating fireball. Meanwhile, ground forces experiment with even stranger inventions. Some armies deploy mechanical war beasts, massive steam-powered automatons shaped like metallic wolves or mechanical centipedes capable of crawling over enemy defenses. Others rely on chemical warfare, releasing dense fog clouds filled with toxic steam that corrodes enemy machines while leaving their own troops unaffected thanks to specialized filtration masks. In a war where technology evolves at a breakneck pace, countermeasures become just as important as weapons. Some airships develop reflective armor plating that redirects heat-based attacks, while tanks introduce shock-absorbent systems to withstand powerful artillery strikes. Stealth also plays a key role. Some vessels use chameleon-like plating to blend into the sky, while underground bases hide entire tank divisions until the perfect moment to strike. But despite all these innovations, one thing remains constant. War in the steampunk era is unpredictable. Even the most advanced fleets can fall victim to sabotage, and a single well-placed bomb can destroy an entire airship command center. Espionage becomes as vital as direct combat, with spies infiltrating enemy factories, stealing blueprints, and even reprogramming mechanical soldiers to fight against their creators. Imagine the final showdown. An entire fleet of airships locked in a brutal dogfight above a burning city, their metal hulls gleaming in the firelight. Below, mechanical tanks battle in the rubble of a once great metropolis, their gears grinding as they push forward. The fate of nations hangs in the balance, decided by a combination of technology, strategy, and sheer determination. In this world of steam and steel, only the most adaptable will survive. As the smoke clears, one question remains. What's next for the world of steampunk warfare? Will airships evolve into even more powerful floating fortresses? Will mechanical tanks become sentient, developing minds of their own? Or will an entirely new weapon emerge, changing the battlefield forever? The future of this world is unknown, but one thing is certain: this is only the beginning of an endless era of innovation, conflict, and discovery. If you've made it this far, you must be as fascinated by steampunk warfare as we are. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment telling us which steampunk war machine you'd want to command. A mighty airship or a mechanical tank? Your support helps us bring even more incredible stories to life. See you in the next adventure.